Hello everyone and welcome, this is Common Cam. Today I'm going to be talking more about Netflix's Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, this being Season 3 Kingdom. It premieres July 29th, but we've already got some reviews out from several outlets. People have been discussing about the 6 episodes, mostly your Transformers websites like TFW 2005, and you got individual reviewers as well, and that got like an early access of the show. This has been constant with the past 2 seasons as well. I haven't been given early access to the series because, well, let's be honest, why would they give me early access to the series? But I'm not going to be talking about the reviews because obviously I don't want to be spoiled everything. I just want to look at the few glimpses that people have kind of commented about, non-spoiler related, just kind of criticisms and critiques from like the first episode or so. But there was something that I noticed out of one of the reviews for this show, this being on TFW 2005. This is Tony Barcala's review. You can actually read the full review on the TFW website, but it does contain spoilers, so just in case if you don't want to, just be warned right now if you are interested in seeing what he had to say about the series. Obviously look at your own discretion. There's loads of spoilers there. Now there's only one thing I want to kind of pick out of his review from the first episode, that being Beast Wars Megatron. Now he's gone over a few little bits of details on what they've kind of done differently, some things he liked, some things he didn't like, and I'll just kind of bullet point that. We'll talk about some other things I actually enjoyed, and that being Dinobot's voice actor. It's really good and it fits for the character, so that's good. And I actually got confirmation myself that the person who voices Optimus Primal in this season is not Jake Fusey, who voices Optimus Prime in this series. It's actually Justin Luther. Now I only know this because he personally messaged me on my Commenting Cam Facebook page, which you can like as well if you haven't already, just to inform me that it's not actually Jake, it's him voicing it. So that was good confirmation. That was bizarre because they do sound very, very similar. So whether or not that was kind of like a directional thing, like sound a bit like Optimus Prime, I don't know, just first glance, first teaser of Optimus Prime or how he spoke, it was a bit weird, a bit jarring, sounded a lot like Jake. Thank God it wasn't. Hopefully we'll get to hear more of him, and hopefully it's, there's a little bit of difference between him and Prime than what we got in the teaser. Now, in other videos, I've been talking about how anxious I've been kind of feeling towards Kingdom, especially with the Beast Wars characters, because we got so used to the original cast of the original Beast Wars cartoon and Beast Machines. Obviously, Beast Wars hasn't been replicated so many times as the other Transformers continuities, with the similar voice actors. Beast Wars had a very unique set of cast, and it's kind of like, how are we going to replicate that? What are we going to do differently? Are we going to try and make it sound like the old, or are we going to do something big and different? Are we going to try and mimic the past, or are we going to try and do something new and creative? Now, I personally prefer them to do something more creative, a little bit different, a bit new, but still remembering what made the original Beast Wars characters stand out to begin with, because the cast had a very flexible tone with each character. They made it their own. No characters sounded alike. They were all distinct and unique. This was back when cartoons were hiring actors that were more in the union, like Gary Chalk and David Kay. Of course, they're big names now, but there's a reason why they picked them to be the voice of the characters, because they were distinct and they brought something fresh to the character. Now, the reviewer did criticize Dinobot's voice actor just a little bit, just saying that he needs a little bit more grr, a little more animal vibe. And it's really kind of hard to explain what that really means, but I get where he's coming from. But I've got to be honest, Dinobot is the least of my worries after hearing this review. It turns out that Beast Wars Megatron, out of all of the Beast Wars characters, obviously getting refreshing voices that sound a little bit similar to the original counterparts, Megatron is the one exception where they have made a lot of big changes on all fronts, and that is either really a good thing or a really bad thing. And the reason why I am really worried about Beast Wars Megatron, because the reviewer has put "oh no." Now we've got a lot of Beast Wars characters in this series: Optimus Primal, Rhinox, Cheetah, Rat Trap, Tigertron, Air Razor as well. And then we've got Scorponok, Dinobot, Megatron, Black Arachnia, and obviously a few more going to be in the show as well. But I think all Transformers fans can agree when it comes to the Beast Wars cartoons, out of all the voices from the Maximals and Predacons, Megatron had a very distinct voice.
Ah, a treacherous, underhanded sneak attack. Oh, I like you, pussycat. Yes. But it shall avail you not. No. For now, the power gauntlet has been cast. Predacons, terrorize!
Voiced by David Kay, he brought a different kind of elevation to the Beast Wars Megatron character. Not so much like the G1 Megatron. This Megatron incarnation, obviously being different from the original Megatron, This is an entirely new being. This isn't supposed to like mimic. It's just the name. He just took on the name because he was inspired by him. But he brought a different wit level to this character. Very snobby, very snide. A good grip on his tongue. And that voice kind of like created the character of Megatron. Who knows how many input David K actually had on those sort of changes with that Megatron character. Obviously, we're not going to be having David K, and it's like, okay, that's fine. You know, some people want a refreshing kind of take, and that's fine. But either if you strip those traits or keep those traits, but then the voice doesn't kind of match those traits, you're going to have a very difficult problem, like kind of convincing people that this guy is what you're trying to describe. You know, this Beast Wars Megatron will be witty, he will be snobby, but then if there's no voice to kind of counter that, it's just going to all fall apart. And apparently, according to this review, and that's where the biggest sort of change is a bit, ooh, like, oh no. And it seems weird that all the other Beast Wars characters, their characterizations are very similar to their original counterparts, except Megatron. And that's like the one exception out of Beast Wars that made people kind of like go, oh wow, okay, this is a different cartoon. Like Beast Wars Megatron being the main antagonist in this series, you know, you've got to have an antagonist that's really threatening, but also has a particular level of wit and charm to him. The way how he makes his remarks. So that in a nutshell is just like, oh, okay, Netflix, the writers, what have you done? You know, is it really bad, or is it too different? Because if you're making the rest of the characters similar to their original counterparts, but then completely taking this one exception that made the Beast Wars cartoon stand out to begin with, and kind of just stripping all that, it's like, okay, you've got to really give me a better Megatron than what we already got. And I hate to break it to you, but the original Megatron that we got from Beast Wars was a solid standout, which is why I've been so worried for the series, because it's hard to kind of replicate that. You know, it's like you either get the original voice actor or you do something completely different, but what you're doing completely different better be good, you know, because it's like that was timeless performance by David K, and anyone who tries to mimic that, it's just going to fall flat on their ass. And this feels like they did the part where, okay, we're not going to be able to do it, so let's just do something completely different. Out of all the characters we could probably kind of, you know, characterize as similar to their original counterparts, this was the one where we're like, we can't do it, we've got to do something different. Which seems strange because, you know, we've got other Predacons like Dinobot who had a very distinct, unique voice as well, that really stood out, like Rhinox as well, he also had a very distinct voice, and Rat Trap, you know, all the characters, they all had a unique standard voices. And you can obviously tier them in your top favourite as you go down the list, to which was like, okay, Cheetor, okay, I can be okay with a different voice of Cheetor. But then you got someone like Beast Wars Megatron, like, okay, a different voice, that's going to be really tough. You know, you got to really have a good guy on board. I don't know who the voice actor is. Who knows? Maybe I'll get him in my DMs, you know, telling me that he actually is the voice of Megatron. There's loads of surprises that come my way sometimes. But, ooh, I don't know. It's just hearing that review, that's the one thing I was hoping not to see. And unfortunately I read it, and now it's just stuck in my head, and it's until the July 29th. It's in the first episode anyway, thank God. You know, we won't be waiting like 3 episodes down the line to see these Beast Wars characters. They're pretty much there straight from the go. Apparently there's a lot of good nice nods as well in the first episode, much to look forward to. Apparently, according to this review as well, the Soundwave voice actor still makes him cry, and I feel you there. It definitely makes me really sad inside as well that Soundwave was unfortunately given that voice. But that's just what I kind of want to wrap up. You know, this is the final season now, and, you know, Kingdom has been, out of all the seasons, the more exciting one, obviously because it's Beast Wars. Beast Wars, a beloved cartoon, and, you know, Hasbro have been doing their bit of bringing back the Beast Wars, you know, DNA or CNA into the mix. You know, we're getting a lot of Beast Wars stuff now, and we're getting it in a movie, which is even more exciting, and it's like, you know, new people who won't go back to the original cartoon because they're idiots and don't like the animation. It's like, okay, that's fine, you know, the animation's that off-putting, it's not really that bad, but people don't want to go back to it anyway. I don't know why, people are idiots. But this Kingdom series, you know, this is, for a lot of people, their introduction to Beast Wars. You know, for people who won't go back and look at the great charming, you know, nature of the past, yeah, this is going to be their first take, and I just kind of want it to be done right. I mean, even if this is not living up to the original Beast Wars, I doubt this will be the last we see of the Beast Wars characters at all. You know, we got the movies, you know, taking a big gamble on it. You know, it's no longer, you know, truck versus monkey. It's like people love both, which is good. That's just kind of a spread of a fandom, really. But I just kind of want this to be a good exception, where hopefully one day we'll get another Beast Wars cartoon in some way But obviously they're doing a mix here with the original Transformers, which is interesting, something that we want to see. I just want it to be done with justice, that's all. I don't know, the Beast Wars franchise, it deserves to be expanded more, and I hope Hasbro, after Kingdom, will kind of see the errors and also the good things that have come out of Kingdom. I've not watched it yet, I'm just taking on this review. Of course, maybe my opinion will change, maybe your opinion will change, but it's definitely something just to be worried about. I'm definitely worried about here in Beast Wars Megatron now. I hope I don't cry into a little ball, but hey, this is the world, and we have to move on about it. But let's hope it's good. This guy didn't like it, doesn't mean we all won't, so let's just wait and see, and you'll hear my review obviously when all the episodes are dropped. Anyway guys, this has been Common and Cam. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. For more updates on Netflix's Transfer for Cybertron Trilogy, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to get all updates instantly. It's been Common and Cam, and until the next video, goodbye.